Today's video is brought to you by SoccerStarShop.com. If you're looking to purchase a new pair of football boots at a great price, go and check them out. Make sure you use the discount code HD to get 5% off when checking out. If you follow the Premier League, you would have noticed that over the weekend Sunderland lost 1-0 to Bournemouth, thus solidifying their spot in the relegation zone and officially sending them down to the Championship for next season. Many of the Black Cats fans hoped that the arrival of former Everton and Manchester United manager David Moyes would finally send the club in the right direction. However, this hope has evaporated completely. It's time to reverse the clock back 8 months and take over Sunderland. It's time to bring Sunderland the glory they have always dreamed of. It's time to rebuild Sunderland. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. Welcome back to another rebuilding video. Once again, a rebuild that has been highly requested. I wanted to wait until Sunderland were officially relegated, and after this weekend's results, the Black Cats are going down to the Championship. So I definitely apologise to all you Sunderland fans out there. I'm sure a lot of other Premier League clubs are quite happy considering they're fighting for survival, but Sunderland, you've been in the league for a while. I think the last time they got relegated was around 2006 or so it's been a long stint in the Premier League for the Black Cats. Let's see if we can take them the opposite direction. For those of you who have not seen a rebuilding challenge video yet, here are the rules. So the main objective of this is to take a team to the Champions League final. We will be simulating every single game up until the Champions League final, which we will play ourselves. We can make whatever transfers we like. Realistic, unrealistic, it does not matter. There's a big focus on the transfer window, only showing players that we sign. And finally, don't get butthurt if I sell your favourite player. Let's get into the rebuild. But fellas, if you do go on to enjoy today's episode, make sure that you leave a like on the video. Make sure you suggest what club you want me to rebuild next, and also make sure that you scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. So this is our starting 11 for Season 1. I know it's somewhat different to what Sunderland play in real life, and for the long term, I plan on upgrading every single position in this squad besides the goalkeeper. Jordan Pickford is one of my favourite keepers in the Premier League. He has great potential and I think we're going to make him the future of Sunderland here, but every other position needs to be upgraded. I'm going to keep Jermaine Defoe in Season 1 while he's still rated pretty well and upgrade around him. So we are going to bring in our first signing for this Sunderland rebuild, a Premier League player, Andrew Robertson, coming in from Hull City for £5.7 million. Another player coming in here, another Premier League player, Eric Dyer, however you pronounce it. He's coming in for a pretty good price, only £13 million. And our final signing for the moment for this window so far, someone that I've wanted to sign in a rebuild for quite some time now, the perfect opportunity, Wilfried Zaha, coming into Sunderland for £23 million. Our squad is looking good now. So I've seen Özil go to Barcelona in career mode before. I've seen Thiago go to Tottenham before, but I have never seen Courtois go to PSG. So here we are halfway through the Premier League season. We are sitting in 14th position, which I'm actually quite happy with, and the points total, I'm happy with that. We have quite a nice gap between us and 18th place Stoke. I'm surprised Stoke are that low, but we're very well ahead of them, Hull City and Burnley. Liverpool are absolutely crushing the league. They have an 8-point lead over Chelsea. So not too much action to report on in January. However, we have brought in our first pre-contract player for this Sunderland rebuild, Valentine Isiric, coming in on a free transfer for next season. So here we are at the conclusion of the first season, and we have survived Premier League relegation by 3 points. Stoke City, Hull City and Burnley all going down, so it didn't change from January. Liverpool fans, rejoice. You won the league. You absolutely crushed it 13 points clear of Chelsea. In the FA Cup, we didn't make it to the last 16, however, Arsenal won it. Same story in the EFL Cup, a lot of smaller teams getting through to the final stages. Freaking Plymouth Argyle made it to the semi-finals, but ultimately, Man United beat Bournemouth in the final. Bayer Leverkusen! Wasn't expecting that, but Bayer Leverkusen defeated their German rivals Bayern Munich on a penalty shootout to win the Champions League, and Manchester United defeated Arsenal to win the Europa League. So here's our squad report at the conclusion of Season 1. We've made some pretty good pickups, and a lot of our youngsters are growing quite nicely. Few players I might have to try re-signing next season that are going back to their original clubs, but I'll be interested to see how much money we have next season. As you can see, a lot of our players are unhappy. I guess that's probably because of how poorly performed this season, but hopefully everybody doesn't leave next season. Hopefully we bring in some good players, and hopefully we survive again in the Premier League. Season 1 was a pretty quick one. Hopefully we do keep our job. Hopefully we do a bit better next season, but let's get into Season 2. So kicking off our second season here, we have made a transfer. Lamina Kone is going to Bournemouth for £7.5 million. So my main goal for this second season was to sign a top quality striker that could replace Jermaine Defoe and help us bang in 20 goals a season to stay alive in the Premier League for another season. I've had 3 pretty decent strikers accept contracts: Patrick Schick, Divock Origi, and Marcus Rashford. Weighing up between them all, they're all around the same price, all around the same age, all around the same overall, but I've got to do it. You can't turn down an opportunity to sign Marcus Rashford. So welcome to Sunderland, Marcus Rashford. And on transfer deadline day here, we are going to bring in a brand new right back, spending £19 million on Hugo Malo from Celta Vigo. So at the conclusion of the first transfer window in Season 2, this is how our starting 11 is looking. I'm quite happy with the squad we've been able to build so far. Iseric, Rashford and Malo all coming in here. The players we signed last season are growing quite nicely. I think in January, if we have the money, we go in for a new centre-back. Well, I was not expecting this. Halfway through the Premier League season, we are sitting in 4th position. I think it's safe to say that we're going to survive the drop zone, and we are definitely in with a good chance of making the Champions League next season. I'm taken back by this. The relegation battle right now is between Newcastle, Reading, Southampton. There's a lot of teams in the mix there. So here we are in January, and I'm going to make 4 transfers in one in the same position. I don't think I've done this before in the series. All of these players are going to be sporadic first team players, but we are extremely short in the centre back role. I've gone ahead here. I'm going to sign Wout Faes. Sorry if I butchered that. £450,000 from Anderlecht. Absolute steal. We're also going to get Sylvain Hefty, a Swiss centre-back from FC St. Gallen. £1.7 million. Then we're going to go ahead and get Axel Tuanzebe from Manchester United, English centre-back. £2.6 million, so the most expensive out of the 4. And the final one, oh actually he's not the most expensive, Dayat Upamecano. I have just destroyed your name. I'm sorry, Dayu, but you're coming in from Leipzig for $2.5 million. So after 38 games and the conclusion of Season 2, we're going to be playing in the Europa League next season. I am still blown away that we finished in 5th place, equal with 4th place Arsenal. But of course they finished 4th, it's Arsenal. Manchester United won the league. Liverpool, a shocking title defence, they finished in 8th. Reading is going straight back down to the Championship along with West Brom and Middlesbrough. Once again, we were non-existent in the FA Cup. Liverpool won that. And a better performance slightly in the EFL Cup. We got eliminated by Crystal Palace in the quarterfinals. Everton went on to win the EFL Cup. Season 2's Champions League did go to PSG. They defeated Real Madrid on a penalty shootout in the final, 0-0. That must have been a boring final. And then the Europa League, the tournament that we get to compete in next season. Bayern Munich won that tournament. Another 0-0 draw, won on a penalty shootout. FIFA is cooked. Season 2 was a downright success. Somehow, our manager rating is only 44 still. It doesn't matter though. Season 3, we are in the Europa League. So to kick off our third season here, we're trying to get a little bit of money funded so we can bring in a world-class midfielder or something like that. So Lee Cattermole going to Aston Villa for £4.5 million and Billy Jones going to Bolton for £725,000. We have successfully got a midfielder, someone that I've been longing to bring into a rebuild for a while. I've tried to bring him in the past, they've asked for too much money, but this time we have gotten Joshua Kimmich from Bayern Munich, the young gun, for £40 million. And Darren Gibson is finally departing the club. He's going to Leicester City for £5.4 million. So for those of you wondering what our Europa League group was like for this third season, here it is, a group that I expect us to qualify out of. It would be quite nice if we could go on a decent run in the Europa League. If we don't, we don't. The main objective, of course, isn't to win the Europa League, but it would be quite nice. Third position, just about halfway through this Premier League season. Couldn't ask for much better. We're in the title hunt, but our main priority is Champions League here in Season 3. Looking at the drop zone, pretty surprising to see Everton in 18th position. Norwich having a shocking start to the season as well. And just like I predicted, we absolutely tore our Europa League group to shreds. We have done a complete clean sweep of the group, 6 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. And in the round of 32, we will be taking on Ghent. We're going to make a massive pre-contract signing here for next season. We need a new centre-back, a new world-class centre-back. We couldn't afford one now, so I thought let's go get a pre-contract player. Koulibaly from Napoli, the African defender coming in on a free transfer. That is a huge picker. So Jan Kirchhoff wants to leave the club at the end of this season. There is no way I'm letting him just walk out on a free. So virtually, I'm using him as a trade deal. We've brought in a backup striker here, Callum Wilson from Bournemouth, coming into the club for $2 million. Plus Jan Kirchhoff. So here we are at the conclusion of the third season. We just keep getting better and better every single season, and I honestly wasn't expecting us to develop this rapidly. I think right now we're about a season or two in front of where we should be along the timeline, but in season number 4, we will be competing in the Champions League. Sunderland almost Premier League champions, only missing out by 2 points against Man United. Crystal Palace replaced Everton in the drop zone. They are going down with Aston Villa and Norwich. Man City did defeat Manchester United in a Manchester Derby FA Cup final. We got eliminated by Leicester in the last 16. And in the EFL Cup, we got eliminated by Manchester City, who also won that EFL Cup. They defeated us in the quarterfinals, so a little bit better than the first 2 seasons. Real Madrid ended up defeating Juventus in the Champions League final 2-0. And in the Europa League, we got eliminated in the round of 16 to Sociedad, who lost in the final on a penalty shootout to Borussia Dortmund. So here is our squad report at the conclusion of season number 3. Once again, a lot of our players improving, and as I said earlier, I am so surprised by how rapid this rebuild has been. Only the third season and we've built a pretty damn strong side. I think next season, once we get the centre back in Koulibaly in, our squad is going to be next level. Another midfielder maybe, and maybe a new left midfielder, and I think we'll be able to compete for the Champions League final after that. Maybe next season we win, maybe season number 5. But to say that I'm surprised is an understatement. So in season number 4, we're going to be playing in the Champions League, getting there Sunderland. We still haven't been sacked with a 48 manager rating. So kicking off Season 4 with yet another player departure, Vito Minone, the Italian keeper, heading to Atalanta, so he's heading back home for £4.8 million. And a massive player coming in here, Leroy Sané, now at an 85 rating, is coming into Sunderland. £34 million plus Kazri. Kazri was getting on in age and was only about to go down, so I thought let's nip it in the bud nice and early and get in a world-class left midfielder. Welcome to Sunderland, Leroy Sané. Another big transfer happening here. Didier Ndong is going to Everton for £21 million. Another player leaving the club here. Djilobodji heading to Aston Villa for £5 million. A massive signing here, an absolute steal. We got Denis Suarez for £25 million. He's valued at £38 million. He has less than 12 months on his contract, so we were able to steal him £25 million. That is a huge transfer. Welcome to Sunderland, Denis Suarez. So this is what our group looks like for our first attempt at the Champions League. A pretty strong group, I must say. Pretty all-round, like well-rounded. Villarreal, Bayer Leverkusen, and Zenit all in our group. I'm going to simulate in a second to the end of December, where we will find out our fate for the Champions League group, so I'll see you there in a second. We did it. It came down to the final day. We defeated Zenit 2-1 on the final group stage game to qualify for the knockout rounds. And in the round of 16, we will be taking on Roma. And halfway through the season, well, just about halfway through the season, we are not where we want to be. We want to be where Leicester is. Fortunately, we're only 7 points behind them, so a run of good form, and we could really be pushing for the title. Overall, it's a pretty tight race. Everton are dead last. They're really not doing well. They're on 15 points. However, they're only 12 points behind us, so there's big room for the table to almost completely flip in the second half. I hate the bloody board. They just went and sold Zaha, one of our best players, for £24.5 million. I'm pretty sure we bought him for about that price. That is frustrating. I wanted to keep him since day one. And they just went ahead, sold him, and now we are up shit creek without a paddle. It's going to be hard to replace him. So we have gone ahead here and signed a replacement for Wilfried Zaha. Lucas coming in for a very good price, only £20 million considering he's valued at £29 million. So Lucas, the Brazilian, coming to Sunderland. So here we go, lads. It is time for the first time in this rebuild to get into some Champions League simulation action. The round of 16, hopefully on our path to completing the challenge this season, is against Roma. We do have a full-strength squad out there. Lucas in the squad as well. Rashford now at an 87, but they get an away goal. Florenzi gets them an away goal. They've got a very strong side, to be honest. Player up front is an absolute beast. El Shaarawy, Vieto Salah, they've got a lot of high potential guys. We need to get a goal, but most importantly, we can't let them score another one. Let's not go out in the round of 16. That would be quite embarrassing. Get a goal, somebody. Come on, Rashford, please. No, they have the advantage. So we are definitely up against it here, traveling away to Rome. They have the 1-0 advantage. We just need the one goal to get it nice and even again. Same starting 11. We need the boys to pick up their act. Rashford, score us a bloody goal, please. Robertson gets yellow carded in the first minute. Come on, Sunderland. El Shaarawy makes it 2-0. This is not going to plan. Please no. Somebody score some goals. Dier gets injured. It's just going from bad to worse here. Oh god, we better make sure we qualify for the Champions League next season, because it doesn't look like we're going to be going anywhere this season. What a pathetic showing that was. So we managed to claw things back here in the second half of the season. We do get another chance next season, finishing third. Only 2 points off winning the bloody title. We were also 1 point away from not even getting Champions League next season. Definitely a very tight table. And then the sides getting relegated are West Brom, Burnley and Wolves. So Everton seem to have a very good second half of the season, finishing in 15th. In the FA Cup, we unfortunately lost to Manchester United on a penalty shootout in the final. And in the EFL Cup, I don't see us anywhere on there, so we must have been pretty bad in that. Roma ended up going on to win the Champions League final. That is, I was not expecting that, so in theory, we lost to the champions, which is a little bit nicer. And then in the Europa League, it was an all-English affair. Tottenham Hotspur defeating Liverpool on a penalty shootout. I swear in this rebuild, there's been so many shootouts in the finals. So Season 4 was a disappointment, to say the least. Let's hope Season 5 can see us deliver on Champions League glory. So we're kicking off the 5th season here. João Mario coming into the squad, 88 rated. He's going to come straight into our starting 11. £51 million plus Jack Rodwell, a pretty good deal. And we have sold a player here, Adam Matthews, our backup right back, going to Sevilla for £4.5 million. And Victor Anichebe is finally moving on. He is going to Reading for £2 million. So Joshua Kimmich came to us a few weeks ago saying he requested that he immediately leave the club. I tried to put him up on the loan list, and then the board came to me saying we need to sell him. I didn't want another situation like Wilfried Zaha, and like I've had with other players in the past where they get sold on the cheap. So we've sold Kimmich to Manchester United for £76 million. So we have sold another player here. One of the 4 centre-backs we signed in Season 2, I believe it was, Dayo Upamecano, going to Juventus for £6.6 million. So we are going to find Joshua Kimmich's replacement here, and we've actually picked up a higher rated player for much less money. Only £60 million. We've managed to bring in Kevin De Bruyne from Manchester City, now 91 rated. Welcome, Kevin. So our second attempt at the Champions League, completing the challenge. This is our group: Sevilla, Benfica and Copenhagen. Let's see how we go in this group. I think we should do quite well in it, but don't want to jinx it. Let's have a look right now. We're going back to the knockout rounds. 5 wins, no draws, 1 loss, we top our group. And in the round of 16, we're taking on another Italian side. Last year we had Roma, this year we have Juventus. Hopefully we can go all the way in season number 5. And just about halfway through the season, on the 1st of January, Sunderland, we are equal first in the Premier League, equal on points and goal difference against Tottenham. Down in the relegation zone, Watford, Aston Villa and Reading, Middlesbrough and Newcastle pretty damn close as well. So here we are in January. I think we need 1 player to buy, then our squad will be complete. We need a centre back that can be on our bench and that can still slot into the starting 11 in case one of our main centre backs gets injured, because I want to win the Champions League this season. JarradHD, now at 33 years of age, we can get him for a nice and cheap sum of £14 million. Let's go in for Shakira's husband. Welcome to Sunderland, JarradHD. So here we are, our first Champions League simulation game for season number 5, away against Juventus. We need to make sure we don't concede here because our back line is a little bit weaker than we would like. Koulibaly is injured for 6 weeks. Robertson is out for about another 2, and Sturaro goes and scores in the 7th minute. Sane gets us an away goal in the 13th minute, which is great. But I'm quite happy that I picked up PK. That's exactly what I said I wanted to get him for. Rashford makes it 2-1. Get in there. Our offense is picking up the slack that the defense is leaving behind. So 2 away goals. Sane with the 3rd away goal. Get in there, Leroy Sane. That is a huge advantage to take back to the Stadium of Light. So the second leg here, slightly stronger. We do have Robertson back in the starting 11. Still no Koulibaly, but fortunately PK is there. We have 3 away goals, so we can't afford to lose 2-0. We need to score some goals nice and early to make things a little bit safer. Keep it 0-0, that'd be good. Dier makes it 4-1. 2-0, yes, 5-1 on aggregate. We are killing Juventus. I was not expecting this. They have Van Dijk, they have Koeman, they have Verratti, they have Iheanacho. They've got so many good young players in this squad. And we have just gone and absolutely destroyed them. PK makes it 3-0. We're going through to the quarterfinals, 6-1 against Juve. We are taking on another top quality team here in the Champions League quarterfinals. Atletico Madrid versus Sunderland. The other legs are Spurs and Liverpool, Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen, and PSG and Monaco. So we kick it off with the away leg once again. I'm slurring my words a lot today, but anyways, our squad, we have Koulibaly back into it, but Eric Dier picked up an injury for 2 months, so I'm extremely happy I picked up PK. They get a goal in the 5th minute. Suarez equalizes though. I swear we did that against freaking Juve. Rashford, that is not what we want to see. He goes straight off the field. That makes me think that he's going to be out for quite a while now. Oh dear, we got Wilson still at least. De Bruyne gets us another away goal. No Rashford, no worries at the moment. 2 away goals, a third would be nice. Only 2. Let's see what the injury is for Rashford. Thank the Lord for that. Only 2 weeks for Marcus Rashford. I thought as soon as it happened, I thought that was his season. The second leg here. Atletico Madrid coming to the Stadium of Light, taking us on. We have 2 away goals. We need to use that to our advantage. Wilson is our starting striker for this game. Rashford out for this. Let's see if we can book ourselves a spot in the semi-finals. João Mario in the 8th minute. That is the perfect start. 3-1 up here on aggregate. Please, fellas, hold on. Please hold on. No goals for them. We're into the second half. If it stays like this, I am more than happy. PK coming off the field. They've got a pretty good side. Simeone's men, are they going to get eliminated? It looks like it. They get a goal back. But it's not gonna matter. We're going to the Champions League semi-finals. An all-English affair in the Champions League semi-finals. We are taking on Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. They defeated Tottenham 4-3 on aggregate in the quarterfinals. The other semi-final is between Real Madrid and PSG. Real Madrid have taken the first leg 1-0. But here we go, travelling to Anfield. Pretty short trip by bus. Only going a few, I don't know the exact distance, but I know Sunderland and Liverpool are both towards the top end of England. But anyways, Rashford back in this one. Still no Dier, so PK getting another start. He must be loving life. Henderson, though, scores a goal for them. Their side looks almost the same to what it starts like. Only player that's in there that looks different is King. So really surprised that we're down. Suarez equalizes though. He's been great for us. Coutinho scores. João Mario scores. It's all happening at Anfield. We have 2 away goals. Get us another one, someone. Rashford, step up, please. No. 2-2 heading into the second leg. The second leg here. Back at home. The Stadium of Light taking on Liverpool. It's 2-2, so we have the away goal advantage. If it ends 0-0, we go through. If it ends 1-1, we go through. If it ends 2-2, we go to extra time. Also, I apologize if you can hear a lot of background noise. It just started to decide, the weather just decided to start absolutely bucketing outside. So I apologize if you can hear that. No action really up to this point. Robertson gets injured but looks to be alright. If it stays this way, I'll be more than happy. We'll be going through to the Champions League final. Keep it this way, fellas. Still 0-0. Matip gets them an away goal. Suarez equalizes. It does not matter. We're going through to the Champions League final. I just realized how close that was. Suarez saved us. 2 minutes to go, Suarez saved us. So in the Champions League final, we are going to be taking on Real Madrid. We've faced them in the past, and virtually every time I play them in these rebuilding videos, we tear them to shreds. Hopefully, we do that again. Taking a look at the other tournaments as I try to speak over this heavy rain, but Real Sociedad defeated Leipzig in the Europa League final. We finished in 5th place in the Premier League. Not the season we wanted. I thought we were going to win the bloody league. Middlesbrough, Aston Villa, and Reading all relegated. Manchester United, they won the FA Cup. We ended up finishing in the semi-finals, losing to Man United there. And we defeated Manchester City in the EFL Cup to pick up our first piece of silverware, I believe, in this rebuild. Did we win anything last year? I can't remember. I recorded that part yesterday, but I think we might have won a tournament last season, actually. And you guys know that I like to go through the squad report before we play the Champions League final, just in case it all ends, just in case we complete the challenge and the rebuild is over. And I'm pretty content with this squad that I've been able to build. Hopefully it's good enough for us to beat Real Madrid. That aspect, I'm not too sure. Our midfield and attack is world class, but our defense, I don't know, it's a little bit shaky at times. Rashford up to a 90 at only 23 years of age, which is ridiculous. And I am going to give Marcus Rashford our player of the episode badge. But anyways, fellas, we are taking on Real Madrid in the Champions League final. Let's get into it and deliver Sunderland a Champions League title. Madrid, they're not going to be a problem. Let's get Sunderland a Champions League title. James Rodriguez lining up the free kick here. Second minute. Don't punish us. That was a good free kick, but straight into Pickford's hands. Here we go. Denis Suarez going through the legs there to João Mario. Some nice skills to evade traffic. Going through. Rashford. Denis Suarez. Finesses saved from trap. Let's get it back in there. Rashford. Oh. They're through here. We've got a man down. They go back post. Hazard just misses. Nicely done there. Lucas tapping that one onto De Bruyne. He brings it down nicely. He goes back out to Lucas. Gets someone in the middle. We're going to float that one into Rashford. Marcus Rashford wins the header and gives us the lead here in the Champions League final. That was perfectly executed there. Great stuff from Lucas to hold it up and play it through to De Bruyne. Great cross in from De Bruyne. And most importantly, great header from Marcus Rashford. Here it is on the replay. It wasn't De Bruyne that put it in. I can't even remember who played the ball in there. I was wrong, but Rashford, that was right. Good stuff, Eric Dier. A second goal before half time would be quite calming. Lucas going there. I see you out wide. Acerich, the replacement, going. Rashford, looking for a brace, he scores it! Marcus Rashford, take a bow, son. The future hope of England, giving us a 2-0 lead here against Real Madrid in the Champions League final. An absolute rocket of a finish, straight past Kevin Trapp. That is what we came here for, and that gives us a huge foothold in this final. Some great ball movement, some great movement just in general, and a great finish off the left foot. James Rodriguez, no, what a finish! I was not expecting that. James Rodriguez makes it 2-1 and gives Real Madrid a lifeline. Our defense, we should have shut him down. I should have shut him down. That's a good finish there from the Colombian. Getting straight past some pathetic defending there. That is a finish. No hope for friggin' Pickford. Rashford, here we go. Early in the second half. De Bruyne, we're drawing and passing. Lucas, trying to get a shooting position. Rashford for the hat-trick. Saved. Free kick here for Real Madrid. We cannot let them equalise. James Rodriguez in there. It falls Asensio, no! Oh, what a tackle from Eric Dier. I thought we were in big strife there for a second. Now we're on the counter. Rashford, not the ball we were after. I wanted to put more power on it. Oh, crap. He's going to be off. He's going to be off. No! Denis Suarez has been shown a second yellow card, and we're now down to 10 men. This is a big advantage in Real Madrid's favour. A mistimed challenge. As soon as I did it, I just knew he was going off. Oh dear. We've got to make the most of this opportunity. Not much of an opportunity for us, but we're playing counter-attacking football. How have they left someone open? João Mario in there. Holy crap, he almost scored off a cross. Thank you for turning that one over. Now can we hit them on the counter? We're playing defensive and counter-attack. Lucas running through the whole defense. Going there to Kevin De Bruyne. Here we go. Lucas through. We're going to hit that one. Eseric with the long shot. Still on for them. Lukaku looking to equalise. Romelu Lukaku through. Toni Kroos. I thought he scored it for all money. Oh, beautiful stuff, João Mario. He has killed it for us in this game. We're just passing it around here. Rashford going to João Mario. Here we go. How do we have numbers? They've got the extra man. Rashford gets his hat-trick against 11 men. We have 10 men. Marcus Rashford bangs it in the top left corner. And surely he has just won us the Champions League final against Real Madrid. How did we get that space? What a finish from the Englishman. Hat-trick hero. But how did Real Madrid allow him that much space? Zinedine Zidane is going to go absolutely mental at his defenders. Oh my lord. There is still time for Real Madrid. Not when they get tackled like that, but they've still got it. They shoot. Asensio misses. We look like we have this final wrapped up, fellas. Let's try getting a fourth goal just for the fun of it. Going in there. Robertson, header. It is over. Surely the referee is going to blow the full-time whistle any second though, fellas. We're about to become European champions. There it is, with 10 men and Sane injured in the 10th minute. Sunderland still hold on, and we have become European champions through a Marcus Rashford hat-trick. Thank you very much, son, and thank you guys for watching this rebuild. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like on the video. As per normal, make sure you scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. Check out my social media links, my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my Twitter. Also check out my second channel, Jarrad Plays. But I'll let you guys enjoy the title celebrations. It's been JarradHD here. I'm out. Peace.